Hello guys and welcome to a quick Diablo 3 update. I'm doing this because someone was asking about the equipment I was using on my Demon Hunter, so I'm just going to show that off quickly. It's nothing special and really very much a work in progress, but someone wanted to see it, so here goes. Shoulders, just some fairly bad profane pauldrons. I do like the increased pickup range, but that's about it. Let's actually get rid of him. Aside from that, I'm still trying to reroll that all resist to something more useful. I don't know, they were just the best thing I could find, basically. The Gladiator Gauntlets have a nice little gold bonus to them, but aside from that, the 8% crit chance is fairly good, but it's actually the lowest that could roll, so... again, just something I picked up and have been using since. This ring, similarly, it's just, it did come with fairly high crit chance and crit damage, so I added some dexterity and just went with it. I think it had a socket originally. It did roll quite nicely. I would prefer a legendary one for the increased stats, of course, but it's okay for now. For a weapon, I'm currently running the Balefire Caster. I use a hand crossbow because it's quite fast. It has 1.6 attacks per second by itself without any bonus attack speed, which is fairly nice. It means I trigger life on hit and hatred on hit and such more frequently. And of course, put a socket into it to gain critical hit damage. Aside from that, again, it's not really anything special. The Iron Toe Mud Sputters, I also don't use these for the bonus. It can be nice to run away from enemies when you are in trouble, but aside from that, I don't really have much use for it. It gives nice bonus gold, which is good, because some things in the expansion really are fairly pricey. Aside from that, as you can see, just random stats on it, nothing special at all. Hammer Jammers just as well, some gold bonus but nothing special about them. And the same really goes for most of my legendaries. I've not gotten too many pieces that I'm planning to keep for very long. The Saffron Wrap also, it has a maxed out life bonus and maxed out entangling shot damage, and I can still reroll one of the other stats, probably Vitality because it got the minimum roll. So this is quite nice. There are belts which have additional effects which I would prefer, but this one's quite good. The Cinder Coat is actually one of the legendaries I do plan to keep. I'm not quite happy. This one only has 17% fire damage and 24% fire cost reduction. I think the fire damage could definitely roll up to 20, and the resource reduction can go up to 30, I believe. And since my Cluster Arrow is a fire skill, and my Spitfire turrets are a fire skill, and my Entangling Shot's a fire skill, the fire bonus is nice, and of course the cost reduction is great for the Cluster Arrow, because that one is balanced. The high damage is balanced by having a high cost, so reducing the cost is really, really good. And I've rerolled to get a socket on it. I'm actually trying to get 2 sockets, but so far I've only ever gotten 1. That's about 10 rerolls maybe, so yeah. Helmet, just a Mempo, which I'm using that because I can put a gem, a Magic Find gem in it, and it has a reasonably high dexterity roll, plus it maxed out the attack speed. Attack speed is really good for sheet DPS. It's not necessarily that relevant for every Demon Hunter build though, so don't be blinded by the sheet DPS basically. Amulet, I'm just using this one because of the, I actually like the bonus effect on this. It prevents all poison damage, and I heal myself for poison damage I take. Which means that when enemies are attacking me with the elite groups which have the poison enchanted or the plagued special abilities, they just become really easy, because you no longer have to avoid the poison enchanted blobs, the lines of poison on the ground. You can stand in them and it's actually good for you. So that's why I really like this one. Aside from that, again, just using it for the stats. These steady strikers, as you can obviously see, I'm using those for the 20% fire damage bonus. The reason that is so good is, or rather, it means I do more damage than it actually says here, simply because the fire bonus damage is not calculated into this number, but it's directly calculated into the damage done by my cluster arrow, because that's fire damage. So my effective damage is going to be higher than this because I'm only using fire skills for damage. The turret is fire, the entangling shot and the cluster arrow are all fire damage. And this has some damage reduction, which increases my toughness, of course, making it kind of nice. Could have rolled better, especially the dexterity, which I'm still working on re-rolling, is not that high, but I'm kind of happy with them. The one item I'm really happy with is the Stone of Jordan. It maxed out the fire damage roll, and it maxed out the elite damage roll. Has some nice bonus gold, and I can still reroll one of the stats. So I can still reroll the dexterity to crit chance, crit damage, higher dexterity, pretty much anything you can think of. So I'm really happy with this drop, but really it's the only legendary that I'm currently going to keep for a long time, probably. And finally, my Sin Seekers. Again, just I'm mostly using these for the crit chance because with the huge boost to critical damage from the weapon, crits are really quite strong. Aside from that, again, nothing really special, and I'm trying to reroll the resource cost. As you can see, didn't get anything good so far. So yeah, that's really it. As I said, nothing really special about it, so what you can take away from this is that you do not need the best in slot equipment at all to be fairly efficient at farming. Most of the legendary farming I've done was to prepare for the videos, and I've actually got quite a lot of stuff so far, so yeah, and that really is about it, I guess. See you soon. Bye bye.